Good day, brothers and sisters in Christ. Welcome to our Sunday reflection for the 19th Sunday of Year C. The theme of our reflection is Living with Uncertainty. Do not be afraid, little flock. Luke chapter 12, verse 32. To experience fulfillment, we must let go of our need for security and embrace uncertainty. John Parker demonstrates this truth. He was a Wall Street executive who answered God's call and changed his life. One day in 2008, he was moved by a homeless veteran holding a sign that read, "I served my country. Will you serve me?" John felt a divine nudge, sparking a radical transformation. He started sharing his lunch with people experiencing homelessness near his office and listening to their stories, which are often very compelling. Former professionals, veterans, and families who had fallen on hard times. For a long time, he was torn between serving them and remaining in his prestigious career. However, he realized that his path to fulfillment was leaving behind his $2.5 million annual salary, selling his penthouse, and stepping into complete uncertainty. He used his resources to create Hope House to serve the homeless community. Parker found fulfillment because he was willing to embrace uncertainty. Our readings show us how embracing uncertainty can lead to fulfillment. Our first reading describes the experience of the people of Israel in Egypt. They gave up the security of slavery for a life of uncertainty in the desert. They did not know what lay ahead, but they trusted in God. In our second reading, we learn about Abraham's journey of faith. He trusted, even when his situation went against expectations. He could have gone back home or blended into the new culture, but he stayed committed to God. In the gospel reading, Jesus told his disciples not to be afraid, not because they could control their situation, but because God had given them the kingdom. As a result, they were to live free from the burden of possessions, always alert to God's presence and ready to serve Him. We all seek the fulfillment that Jesus offers in today's gospel. Sadly, our society encourages us to pursue security instead. As a result, we become planners, trying to control every part of life and follow preset goals. We look to what society calls success and spend much of our time trying to imitate others' lifestyle and values. When we don't achieve these goals, we often feel deeply disappointed and frustrated. We generally lack a spiritual perspective on reality and become blind to God, who is our constant companion in all our experiences. To change this mindset, we need to live as pilgrims. Pilgrims accept life as a gift that unfolds as they live it. They are not afraid or discouraged by failures and disappointments, but see them as opportunities for spiritual growth. They remain open to every event and person God brings their way, believing that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. They dedicate their energy to doing God's will instead of worrying about the future. Like Abraham and John Parker, pilgrims venture without knowing what lies ahead. Being pilgrims does not mean being lazy or shirking our responsibility. It is about trusting God's providence. This is especially true in difficult times. Raphael Simon captured this well enough, and I quote, "In all trouble, you should seek God. You should not set Him over against your troubles, but within them. God can only relieve your troubles if you, in your anxiety, cling to Him. Trouble should not really be thought of as this thing or that in particular, For our whole life on earth involves trouble. And through the troubles of our earthly pilgrimage, we find God. End of quote. As pilgrims, we see every experience, even the tough ones, as sacred places where we meet God through a spiritual perspective. We might not know our destination, but we trust the God walking beside us. This week, I invite you to do the following. First, God's presence is revealed to us through other people. Try to reach out in whatever way you can to someone who is going through some difficulties. Second, make a list of 3 things for which you hope to see restoration in your life. After making the list, take some time and pray for trust that God will act and for hope to sustain you in the meantime. Have a blessed week.